Good morning, Bolen Outdoors here, or in today's case, Bolen Builds and Repair. And today I'm doing electrical wiring in this shop, which you might see some lights on. You've probably seen some other videos where I'm in this shop and it looks like there's power. We built this thing a couple years ago. It's been running on extension cords. It's been one of those things that just kind of the top of my project where it's like, we got to do it, but then it gets bumped down because something else comes up. And in fact, this past spring, we had, I don't know if you can see it over there, but that outlet box installed. So I had an electrician come out. He did I think it's a 100 amp breaker to that. So we're going to be able to run some stuff on that. We got several breakers in there. I'm going to be running, some different spots at different outlets. We got an air conditioner, a heater in here. Here coming up soon, we're going to kind of be insulating the ceiling and stuff. As well as some other, we're going to be putting electrical outside as well for the pool and my meat shop and all that stuff. So we'll be able to tap into that. But before I get started here today, I am not a certified electrician. This is a DIY project. So if you decide to do something like this on your own, you're doing so at your own risk. But in any case, like I said, well overdue. So we're going to be putting some light switches in, running electrical to lighting. As I said, several outlets to all of the equipment. So yeah, I got my day ahead of me, but I want to try to get this done. It's right now about 9 a.m. and it's about 33 degrees outside, so it's nice and cool in here. That was one of the problems, actually. We had that thing done in the spring and it just started getting kind of hot and I really didn't want to be in here. I'd rather work in the cold than, being like 90 degrees outside and being in here dying. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started and we're gonna see how quickly we can get this wrapped up. Shouldn't be too bad. There's just some outlets to switch, so it should be pretty basic stuff. All right, so the first thing I'm doing here, because my son's gonna give me a hand with this as well. I'm just putting some marks at 16 inches. That's where we're gonna be drilling our holes through, doing our wiring. You can see here I got a little arrow. I had my wife come through yesterday and mark where she wanted her outlets, but that's first thing. I'm gonna just run through, put those marks on all the way around the shop, underneath that desk, around the wall, over there. That way my son knows where to drill at. Me and him can both hit drilling, or if he drills out a section, I could probably just do wiring directly and then let him keep going through and doing all the drilling on it. But yep, we're about to get that underway here in just a few minutes, but I'm getting this all marked right now. I got all these marked off at 16 inches all the way around where we're going to be running the wiring, where we have outlets. Me and my son are about to go through and get all of these pre-drilled. Now we do also have a couple that are going down to the floor. As mentioned, I do have 2 outdoor outlets I'll be putting in. I'm not going to do those today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till spring before we set the pool up, and I'll do those at that point. But I am going to go ahead and at least get them put in, get them pre-wired, just kind of bundle up the wiring and tuck it in under the shop. That way when spring rolls around, all I got to do is unhook that, put it back in, shut my breaker off, hook it all up, and we should be good to go. But go ahead and I'm going to start drilling these out. My son's going to get started over there and hopefully get this knocked out nice and quick so we can start our wiring. So I got all these extension cords and stuff you can see in the way here. All this stuff's going away as soon as this wiring is in, and all the electrical is just, there and hooked up directly to a box. So I'm just gonna kind of work around this for right now, and I'll get rid of it as the time presents itself, and it'll be not here. But yeah, none of this is gonna be here when we're all done. Nope. I don't want to go at an angle. Okay, we got everything pre-wired here. Gonna have an outlet here. You see, we got a little extra there. Have an outlet there. Got a little slack. Got the wiring run through. It's probably hard to see with that light right there, but got everything ran through. Up top here for our 2 boxes that are going there for the shop lights. Had to run some stuff down. Got all that pre-wired. Everything going over here to our box. And I made a choice to go ahead and label these so that I didn't get everything mixed up here, because I've got I got set up here. So this is the main amp that, you know, is going to the house. It's an 80 amp breaker. I got 2 20s, 2 15s, and you know, space for some more, because again, I'm going to be running, I'm not doing it today, but come springtime I'll be running another one just out through this existing hole where we had some extension cords going through. That's going to go through, be an outdoor outlet for our pool, so that the filter system, all that gets hooked into that. I'm going to be running a separate one on the opposite side, just to have it so we can plug in whatever stuff outside if we need it. Currently my meat, you know, where I process meat, I don't have electricity there hardwired, so I can run extension cords real close. And then eventually we are going to be building like a little pavilion thing out here. I'm going to run some electricity that'll go underground, be in conduit and all that stuff, because we're going to have a fan and, you know, stuff like that out there. But again, everything's pre-labeled. The breakers are there ready to go. So I'm going to take myself a little lunch break here, me and my son both, because he's been super helpful. We're going to take a lunch, come back, get all of our boxes put in, screwed in, start cutting our wire, attaching it to the boxes, the outlets, the switches, and then get everything hardwired into the breaker, flip that, go inside, turn it on, and yeah, we should have electricity out here at long last. Again, well overdue. I should have done this actually a couple years ago, but you know, life gets in the way. Life, kids, work, other projects. So it's one of those things where it just kept getting pushed aside. It wasn't too urgent. We didn't have too many big projects going on. But we're doing a bunch of stuff in the house over the winter here. And even like I had to, well, you can't see it here because I got all my tools and crap I moved so we can do the wiring. But we got a table saw over there. You know, a couple days ago I was ripping a bunch of trim work for the front door and back door we just put in. We got a ton of other trim work. So yeah, we got a lot of projects we're going to be doing indoors here in the next couple months, and we need this shop fully functional because we're going to be cutting, planing, mitering, doing all kinds of stuff. So we need this thing ready to go at a moment's notice. So this would be good to finally get it done, but we'll catch you after lunch. Wire that in nice and tight there. It's sitting back just a little bit more than I would like. Now I'm going to pull that out now. Yeah. I don't like how that one came out. You know, that's one thing about what I'm doing here. You know, I could sit here and make myself look like a pro and just edit this part out. But like I said, after putting that in, I realized it's a little too not flush enough. It's actually sunk back, and my wife does have face plates she's gonna be putting in these. So I'm gonna push this forward some. Just gonna move up slightly. Cover those other holes up. Right, because we don't have any, what does that Bob Ross used to say? We don't have mistakes, we just have happy accidents, right? So we're going to cover that up. So it'll look like that was never done. And we should be good to go. So again, I want to make sure this thing's up where I want it. Deal. And it's going to be leaning forward just a bit, but I'd rather have that than covering that wood up. Okay, so I got my boxes all in. As you can see here, I got my wires going through them. Didn't grab that one yet, but pretty much got all these other ones. Wires gonna end there. Got one over here. So about to start. I'm gonna grab my outlets, start hooking up outlets, getting face plates put on, and then we'll be ready to move over to the breaker. But alright, so I just finished hooking up my switches, my outlets, got everything in, got my wires going to my breaker box. Now, I'm not going to walk you guys through the hookup just like I did with the outlets. Like I said, I'm not a certified electrician, so I don't get any trouble for that, but I kind of walk you through this a little bit. But as you can see here, I got two I got labeled off for the 20 amps. These are the ones that are going to be probably using a little bit more juice. I've got a 8,000 BTU air conditioner. 15 amp should be fine for it. And then this one's pretty much just lighting, so it's a 15 amp as well. But I'm gonna get this all stripped, hooked up, cleaned up so it looks a little nicer. Some of you may notice too, I'm not using any of those little gasket things or clamps. Totally forgot to buy those, so I'm gonna have to, there's a couple of things I'm gonna have to just go back and do. I'm gonna buy a few more of those, and I can just unhook this pretty easy and run them back through and we're good to go. But anyways, like I said, I'm going to get this finished up, and then we'll go inside, flip the main breaker, come out here, flip this breaker, and see if everything works the way it should. Okay, he did flip it. All right, just hold on 1 second. Let me flip this one. Okay. Everything seems okay. I'll call you right back if I have any issues. All right, bye. Okay, y'all. So, didn't hear any weird noises. Nothing seemed to spark or anything. It's a good sign. Let's check out what we got going on here. Wait, are my breakers on? Oh, they're all off. So let's flip. Let's flip all of our breakers. Okay. Now, got full power. Should have full power in this shop. Okay. Outlet seems to have power. Nothing's shocking me when I touch it. Again, seems good. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. So got pretty much all the extension cords down. Got all of our face plates on. Got a light switch that works. So it's been a long time coming. I put this off way too long, and I kick myself for doing that. Appreciate my wife putting up with me for so long, and yeah, it's gonna be good. So come springtime, I'll finish the wiring up with some of the outdoor outlets that we need for the pool and other stuff that we're doing outside. But all in all, took me up a Sunday here, but got it done, and this thing's ready to roll. So we'll be ready for all of our projects through the winter time that we're gonna be doing inside. Refinishing a lot of stuff, trimming stuff. So it's gonna be a busy winter here for us. But thank you guys for coming along, and we'll see y'all around.